friend, welcome back to the channel. This is Salon's vlog. It all ended 1-1. Chelsea won, Crystal Palace won. My goodness, what a game. What a game. Wherever you are on the globe, especially on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, Canada, Australia, or right here in Southeast Asia, ladies and gentlemen, it ended. Chelsea won, Crystal Palace won. How did it happen? How? 1.2 billion squad. Yes, you heard me right. 1.2 billion squad. How did it happen? Ladies and gentlemen, you see, in this game, I wouldn't blame any player. No. Because this is a game Chelsea could have won hands down. But guess what? I know you tell me, oh, Nicolas Jackson missed 2 important goals. Listen, especially the third one, the second one that he missed, he got the ball clearly. The first touch was very good. Very good. But the keeper, give credit to the keeper of Crystal Palace. It's not the fault of Nicolas Jackson. It is a keeper. He really came out and he came out huge. When you are watching football, watch the football with your brain, not just with your eyes. Don't be too emotional. The goalkeeper of Crystal Palace came out hugely. Otherwise, that goal, Nicolas Jackson could have scored that goal. Give credit to that keeper. Even the first one that he missed, all this in the second half, right? The side netting, many players could have easily missed it. You can't blame him for that. That was not a clear-cut chance. Where he took the ball from and where he was shooting from. So don't tell me Jackson missed huge opportunities. No. They were not clear-cut opportunities for the striker. Ladies and gentlemen, it ended 2-1. I'm trying to clear this before we move forward. You see, the first half, the game started. This is my personal post-match reaction. The first 15 minutes, Chelsea was dominant in the game. We dominated the game. Our passes were excellent. Yes, we were on top in every area of the field. But when Crystal Palace discovered themselves, after the 15 minutes into the 17th minute, Crystal Palace discovered themselves and they began to press. Chelsea, thank God, our defense seems to be a bit solid. I think I'm beginning to see some improvement. And when I saw the defensive lineup, Malo Gusto, Levi Colwell, Wesley Fofana, Marco Prella, I was somehow satisfied with it. Yeah. And you bear with me that Fofana finally is getting back gradually. Wesley Fofana is getting back gradually. Even the goal that Crystal Palace scored, you can't blame it on any of the defenders. No. It was a purely clinical, excellent goal from Eze. Oh yes. Purely clinical, excellent goal from Eze. You can't blame that goal on any of the defenders. Ladies and gentlemen, from me, you see, I doubt if Enzo Maresca will be worried despite dropping points in this game. Because Chelsea gave little away. We conceded from a great goal. Plus a questionable referee decision. We conceded from a great goal plus a questionable refereeing decision. Ladies and gentlemen, Crystal Palace and Eze, they were excellent. They were great. Oh yes. Very disappointing result though. Very disappointing result. I would have wished I predicted 3-1. But there were other factors that played into the game. One is the referee. You see, the second half, actually, from the start of the second half, we lacked so much energy. And yes, the referee was very awful. But we seem to be very fragile at adversity. A little push from Crystal Palace. It seems our energy level wasn't there. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this season is going to be a bumpy season. Up, down, up, down, up, down. And I'll tell you why. To this afternoon's game, it really exposed Chelsea's, weaknesses. We are strong going forward as an attacking football, team. No, yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Very beautiful. We play very beautiful football. But the negative side of it is what is going to keep us up, down, up, down, up, down. And you know why? We can be very predictable. Ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea can be very predictable. You saw what Crystal Palace did. Pedro Neto was blocked. Noni Madueke was blocked. And it was just like, let me sip my tea, dear friends. Pedro Neto was blocked. Anytime he receives the ball, 2-3 players, Noni Madueke blocked. And that was it. That was it. And this is why I remember Leicester fans, they used to say Maresca football can be boring. Indeed, if teams are able to discover Chelsea's style of play, it will be very boring. Because all this passing around and free-flow football, once they discover that you want to use the right wing, they block it. You want to use the left wing. Pedro was blocked. He could not get the ball in. Madueke was blocked. 1 versus 1. It's not working. Until the changes were made. And by the way, why did Enzo Maresca make the changes so late in the game? Unlike him. I was thinking he's the kind of coach that by 50th minute, changes would have been, coming in. By the time he brought in João Felix, Christopher Nkunku, it was as if, from that moment, actually, you could see that Chelsea was beginning to get in hurry because there was no much time ahead of us. Every 40 we got, how many minutes at a time? 6-7 minutes at a time, or 8. We began to hurry, hardly, but it was late. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, very disappointing result, though there are positives in the game. Yeah. One of the negatives of the game, which I want to quickly point out, is that Enzo Fernandez is down injured after the final whistle. Fernandez. He had a good game. I think Fernandez having the armband, the captain armband, I don't know. There is a new spirit in Enzo Fernandez. Even though, ladies and gentlemen, let me point out clearly also, there were several instances where he made several mistakes. His passes sometimes got blocked. But I like the zeal, the energy, the fighting spirit in him. As a captain of the team, leading the team out. The lion spirit in him. I myself, I'm on a different level tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it ended full time. 1-1. Chelsea won. Crystal Palace won. We dropped points. And like I said, Enzo Fernandez is down injured after the final whistle. Yes. He sat up but getting a prolonged period of treatment after the final whistle. And also, let me remind you, Nicola Jackson with his 16th non-penalty goals in 2024. Nicola Jackson, 16th non-penalty goals in 2024 before signing his new deal at Chelsea, set to happen soon. 16th non-penalty. For you doubters out there, at least he gave us the first goal. The goal he scored was clinical. I mean, it was an excellent goal. Don't tell me that. No. He fought for that goal. 16th non-penalty goals. So if he was the kind of striker that penalties are pushed to him to score, you could have just imagined. Glasner did a good job on Maresca today. Glasner is the head coach of Crystal Palace. Yes. He did a great job on Enzo Maresca today. Unfortunately for Chelsea. Yes, Glasner did a great job. Closing down our wings, Madueke, Pedro Neto. Otherwise, it would have been a disaster for him. He steadied the game. And this is where the problem is with Chelsea. If our opponents are able to steady our style of play, we are done. Unless we adapt a different strategy and we keep that in a bank, when the going gets tough, we can call on those strategies. But right now, Glasner, the Crystal Palace head coach, did a great job in keeping Pedro Neto, Noni Madueke silent throughout the game. Maybe Madueke, maybe last 10 minutes, he became somehow lively. In actual fact, when Christopher Nkunku came on, Noni Madueke now moved to the left. I have never seen him play from the left. He now moved to the left and Christopher Nkunku came to the right. Maybe that was a trick. Why the last 10-15 minutes, the game was more like, new life, new strength, new blood. Maybe. Christopher Nkunku now on the right, Noni Madueke on the left. The last 10-15 minutes. Listen, Glasner did a great job on Maresca. Incredibly hard to break down, and we had no idea what to do. Chelsea had no idea what to do at that moment when they blocked down our wingers, Pedro and Madueke. Too much sideways and backward passing with little idea how to break Crystal Palace down. Throughout the game, in a section of the first 15 minutes and the last 10-15 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, we lost our composure in the greater part of the game and failed to play our game after Crystal Palace goal. The first 10-15 minutes of the first half was fantastic. And that's what we have to do for 90 minutes. Irrespective of the result or the opponent, we need to be calm in adversity. Take opportunities, continue to push just as it were from the very beginning. And also, I feel we couldn't keep the intensity. The intensity of the counter press in the second half. When we started the second half, where was the intensity of the counter press we had in the first half? Which allowed Palace more time on the ball. Why? Ladies and gentlemen, well, whatever it is over. Chelsea won, Crystal Palace won. This game doesn't finish as a draw in my own perspective. If not for a referee by name Jared Gillett, this game wouldn't have finished as a draw if not for a referee by name Jared Gillett. Yes, Jared Gillett does his job and sends off Will Hughes and a card Daichi Kamada. If he had given these two players the card that is needed, Will Hughes and Daichi Kamada, which Kamada, for instance, deserved a second yellow, which would have resulted in the red card if he had done his job well. If this referee, Jared Gillett, if he had done his job very well, maybe the story would have been different. Chelsea didn't react very well though in the second half, the way I expect, with a counter press. And we should not have let our heads drop in the second half after the goal scored by Eze. We shouldn't have let our heads drop. But poor refereeing shouldn't happen in the first place. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to end my post-match reaction here. And quickly, before I let you go to this evening, Jadon Sancho unveiled today as new Chelsea player at Stamford Bridge. The video, you can see that briefly. Jadon Sancho unveiled today as new Chelsea player at Stamford Bridge. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. And let me remind you again, Nicholas Jackson is a really good player. The only thing is, I believe he needs to improve on his finishing. I mean, his consistency. He doesn't have the venom needed in his ball striking. The chance at the end where he was one-on-one, I believe you saw it yourself. That could not be blamed on him though. One-on-one with the keeper, with a defender on his neck, I don't think that should be blamed on him though. But I still believe that he still needs to improve on his striking and finishing. He needs to be consistent on that. And this season, if he can do that for me, you go far. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys in the next one. Shalom and peace.